everyone, and welcome once again to Ghost Reviews. I am your host, Ghost, and I will be giving you commentary on the current speed roll. So, firstly, some history on the drawing. Clowns have a rather strange history if you actually look into it. The first clowns ever to be recorded were known as court jesters and purely existed for the sake of bringing entertainment to especially the royal families of the 19th century. Fast forward to the 21st century, and they evolved into brainless buffoons that make fools of themselves, all for the sake of comedy. So, somewhere between 1805 and the 1918s, it actually seems like clowns have taken a new, almost horror kind of spin. Movies like It, The Funhouse, and almost every Batman movie ever have tried to bring this point across, much in contrast with the original intent behind inventions of the modern day clown. Personally, I quite like the idea of scary clowns and have liked this idea for quite a while. Ever since 2021, at least. That's when our university orchestra had themed outfits for every section, and our section decided on clown schoolgirls. I'd be lying if I'd said that the makeup and the face paint didn't really intrigue me. I mean, when we had to put on makeup for the event, it was so much fun to Google up ideas and put it on your face and everything, but there is something about turning your face into that kind of blank slate, only to draw some exaggerated emotion onto it later. That it brings me excitement, but also kind of makes me feel unsettled at the same time. It was exactly this unsettling feeling that led me to creating a group of horribly scarred clowns, all forced to pretend to be happy. So, about the drawing. The person that I am currently drawing over here got a lot of inspiration from my very favorite place to visit, Pinterest. There was this one pic of I think he had blue or purple hair, probably blue hair, and was wearing roughly the same outfit as this guy, but somewhere I lost the pic, and when I did, I decided to still use the inspiration that I got from that picture, but turning the colors to way more bright, extravagant colors, and to then, of course, tweak a few other things to make the character my own, as I have done with a few other of my original characters in the past. I kind of wanted to give him these shocking blue eyes at first, and I did, but when I started playing around with a color wheel, I was like, no. So, the first idea when I created this orange, well, I think it's ginger. Yeah, this ginger haired character was that he was a very vengeful spirit. You know, someone killed his dad ages ago, and even though everyone believed it was an accident, he decided that nope, I know who killed it. It was the circus people. They had to be the ones who killed him because the dad was last seen living in the circus tent. So he decided, I'm going to disguise myself as a clown, and then I will go and live amongst the clowns so that I can understand them, get to know them, build their trust, and eventually, find out who did it, and probably just trying to, get justice for his dad's murder. The idea was great at the time, and I think he was the first ever character that I created when right after that whole orchestra thing. And well, I think he was the second character, the second clown character. The first one was like a very annoying, very anime-esque black-haired character with two pigtails, but I decided to scrape that idea for some reason. It was a cute character, but it lacked a little something, and I did not want to go back into that. So, this piece in particular, using the complementary colors especially is a great way to make her art. Like I said, first I wanted to give the character orange hair, a purple and black outfit, well actually it's purple, black and white, and then blue eyes. According to the color theory, you can do that, but then the hair has to be blonde. Or something else has to change. And I really, really wanted to stick with orange and purple, the steers colors. So I then decided, you know what? We're gonna give you green eyes, even though I don't like it all that much. But all in all, together, it actually turns into a great character because of the color changes that you make. And the expression I got from a screenshot from, I think it's Devil. No, it's not Devilman. It's Deadman Wonderland. It was a scary series. I did not know it was a horror when I started watching it. I just thought it was a thriller, but it scarred me. I don't think I ever actually completed that series, but anyway, I am getting sidetracked again. So, moving on to the tips that I can give you regarding this piece of art or any other pieces of art. So, this piece in general was actually super fun to draw and to color, but going back through some old notebooks of mine and rediscovering clowns kind of led me to drawing it. It wasn't just like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling like redesigning original characters. Let us create a clown. No, I actually have an entire lists of original characters that I have created in like high school and university that still kind of haunt me to this day. And I'm really glad I invented them and drew them when I did, because it makes things way easier right now. So what I've learned from my last two drawings, the videos that you've seen, the wedding picture and I think it's Lucy from Elfen Lied, it's best to keep your color wheel close by, because those two drawings, they were very saturated. The wedding picture, though, I had an actual reference to go off of, but the colors that was real didn't really stick to the colors that they would have expected me to go, because everything was like orange and blue, and I think I had to work in a purple or something, or a yellow. I think yellow. No. A green. Something. I should have worked another color in there because it really looked monochrome, but almost like a muted monochrome, blending in too much. Like a lot of the Attack on Titan scenes. So I decided that, yes, I'm going to create bright and colorful clowns because people might like them better. And these characters that I have chosen are actually like super ideal if you want to work with like the color wheels and stuff. The first thing though that it is very important to remember is the first colors that you think of when you're creating a character. Stick to them. Not all of them, but stick to most of them. Use the color wheel theory. I think there's also some kind of app like adobe.com or color some wheel, I don't know. But there is an app or a site that you can visit to find out what kind of colors complement each other, what kind of contrasts work best, and all those other things. But I've got 4 tips for you guys if you are struggling with creating the perfect color schemes. Not necessarily how to draw, but color schemes I think I struggled with the longest, which is why I drew a lot of anime fan art, because they already did all the work for me. I just redrew everything. So here are the tips for you guys. Number 1, choose complementary colors. I mean, everyone has learned the color wheel at some point in primary school, so it is actually pretty easy to start out drawing the color wheel for you and choosing a character that uses complementary colors. You have what's a green and red. Green and red, they're complementary colors. And when I think of green and red, I immediately think of the Grinch, because he is the Christmas theme character that I believe actually complements himself. I mean, Dr. Zeus created a lot of interesting creatures, interesting looking creatures, but the color designs were pretty on point. So, yeah, that is a pretty good option, especially when you like working with bright colors. Then I would, I would advise you guys then to use complementary colors. Number 2 is choosing a monochrome palette. Yes, even though it is usually used for backgrounds, you can use this monochrome palette to create characters as well. You choose, let's say, blue, and the character has anything between dark blue, light blue, some weird kind of dove beige thing, but it has to be on in the straight line kind of monochrome. I know, Welcome to Demon School Irumakun, that is one series that actually, I think all of the characters had that monochrome thing. We had Iruma, we had the green girl, we had, what's his name? Asmodeus? Yeah. And number 3, the third tip that I have for you guys is to go manga style. It's probably not advised to beginners since they actually want people to push themselves beyond the limit. Create something beautiful with color, but going full on black and white is the best way, I think, to just get comfortable with your art style. And even in like colorful shows, a black and white character stands out completely. 2 characters that come to mind immediately: Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family and Shigeo from Mob Psycho 100. They're almost completely black and white, and still they are amazing characters that you can recognize from a mile away. And lastly, the 4th tip, that is to keep it pastel. Yeah, this is usually what people use when they want to stick with the original colors they chose and they don't want to change things. Like, you also get kind of a muted color palette because of that, a lot of earthy colors and stuff, but I'm gonna show you or tell you the steps exactly how you can keep it pastel, keep it in a, I want to say, harmonious setting without having to change a lot. So the first step you do is you create a color palette on one drawing layer. This is probably good to say, but this is for digital artists only. The second step that you do, you color pick one of those chosen colors. And then on a new layer, you cover everything, all the color palette that you've already drew with that one color. And then you lower the opacity of that one color layer so that you can kind of see through and it casts like a color shadow onto the color palette below it. Then you can color pick that color, the color that you have with the color palette below the opacity layer. Then the colors should be harmonious. And especially shows like Attack on Titan and I think Bungo Stray Dogs, they have this kind of muted feel to it. It works well for a lot of art types, but not all of them. So if you like to use those, by all means, go right ahead. So, yeah, that was the speedrun and the commentary of this little red-haired clown boy. He is actually a pretty attractive character, if I have to say so myself, but something about that crazy smile just does it for me. So, yeah, guys, don't forget to leave a comment on what you think this character's name should be, and I will pick a winner for the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye!